YouTubers? This is Yana Relight TV Blogger. Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Today I'm going to be discussing Tiffany from Big Brother being canceled, I guess, on social media. So those of you who are not familiar with Tiffany, she was cast on this season's Big Brother, season 23. She was the America's Favorite Player. She won that, voted on by the fans at the end of the season. And she is famously member of the 6-person all-black alliance, the Cookout, which solidified for the first time in Big Brother history a black player winning the grand prize. So it's been about 3 months post-season, and there's been a few cast trips. A lot of the cast stayed in LA the first month or so. There were 2 Florida trips, including one that's been happening over the past few days for the Hearts of Reality. There was a Philadelphia trip and everything else. And for some reason, people chose this trip to cancel Tiffany because she was interacting and defending Brent and Frenchie for some of the problematic things that they've said and done against some of the house guests. And so here's what I have to say first and foremost. First and foremost, we have to stop putting reality stars, celebrities, musicians, athletes, actors, authors, content creators, whoever. We have to stop putting all these people on a pedestal. Everybody is going to make a mistake at some point in time in their lives. Nobody is perfect. Also, there's always going to be something that somebody says or does that you like that directly conflicts with your moral compass, that directly interferes with your morals and beliefs about something. And so then at that point, you have to decide, okay, am I going to continue to support this person? Am I going to continue to support this person from afar? Am I going to cut all ties with them? Or do they have a ceiling to where they can't go below this belt? And then that's when I'm done with them. So that's like where you have to decide, okay, what is the problem? And, you know, for people to be this upset 3 months after the show has ended and arguing back and forth about it is a little weird. Because if you had been paying attention since the show ended, you would see that most of the Cookout was interacting in LA for nearly a month. And, you know, even though Hannah and Tiffany said that they would, you know, listen to and see all of the clips that were said about any misogyny or anything that was disrespectful towards Hannah and Tiffany, that they would address it with the Cookout men. They've alleged that they have talked behind the scenes and worked things out. You know, we had another cast trip, like I said, that was in Florida right after, you know, this LA trip. And then, of course, for Derek F's birthday, they just came back from Philly. And so now they're back in Florida for this Hearts of Reality event. And so I'm just laughing that this is the final straw when they have been incorporating some of the cast who has been problematic throughout this whole journey. So I'm just not understanding why this is such an issue when Brett's been on the trips before. Frenchie was recently on the Philadelphia trip and there wasn't this energy. So it's like, what is the problem? Why are people so angry now? Tiffany has reiterated on several lives on her Twitters that, you know, she was going to stick by these people. She was still going to hang out with these people, and that you don't have to support her if you don't want to. Now, where I will agree with some of the fans who are upset about this is I do agree that Tiffany is being used by a lot of her castmates because of the fact that she won America's Favorite Player, because of the fact that her hardcore fans that ride hard for her in the paint, you know, there's a lot of house guests that want to absorb that energy, want to absorb that clout, want to gain those followers. So I do feel Tiffany should have a lot more discernment in that regard, that these people are going to use her up and then dispose of her when they feel they have enough positive PR to rehab their images. It first started off with the Cookout men, who immediately, went from saying that Tiffany would be a bad representation for Black people if she won Big Brother, to now kissing her behind and gassing her up in every, second that they can. And it also happened with, Derek X and Claire, when there was rumors that a lot of the cast were upset about the cookout and had some feelings about it. And so, they spent a couple of weeks when the show ended, doing all those TikToks, doing all of those lives and those interactions, quote unquote, making it seem like everybody's a family. And then, a couple weeks after that, what happens? Derek X and Claire, they dropped that Us Weekly exclusive that they were in this secret romance this whole time. And next thing you know, after they've gained the clout and the popularity, now companies are sponsoring them to go to these different countries, stay at these different hotel resorts, and stay at these different penthouses for free. And you have not seen Derek X and Claire around the Big Brother cast, specifically the cookout, ever since. Same thing that happened with some of the Big Brother Canada people who came to LA, who came to the first Florida trip, who came to, a portion of the Philly trip. And, now they're nowhere to be found. Now we do not see the Big Brother Canada people. They are MIA. And then you see it with Alyssa. Alyssa, she reiterated on the show, she reiterated, at the beginning of the postseason, that she was never romantically interested in Xavier. But now all of a sudden she has 750,000 reasons to be interested in Xavier. Because if you'll remember, she dated Christian, and then they didn't even last the weekend. The first weekend they were out of the house. So, now, all of a sudden, Alyssa's going on these secret trips, allegedly to Michigan to visit Xavier on the low. They're always together now. And now she's parlayed this to where her and Xavier got to leave the Hearts of Reality event early in Florida to fly out to LA to film a commercial affiliated with Paramount Plus. So when you think about it, there's a lot of people within this Big Brother 23 cast who are gaining a lot of opportunities and, other things to extend their brands or get some, different exposure and deals just out of that quick association with the cookout. And so I thought at first that the cookout was really going to try to parlay this to get some major interviews with some, high profile places besides Entertainment Tonight. I thought there would be a little bit more feelers and more people who really wanted to, embrace this and do interviews and really have an in-depth discussion about this as a group, about their gameplay, about the dynamics of the different relationships. And we just didn't get it. Some people had more individual interviews than others, but that was about it. So, it's unfortunate that people still are obsessed at this point, 3 months in the postseason. I feel like at this point, we're about to get Big Brother celebrity version that's coming out in February. And of course, I believe, the application process has started or is starting for season 24 of Big Brother. So I have no idea why, the tag was trending today. I was like, you guys do know that Brent and Frenchie had been to other events or had appeared a lot on these Instagram lives, and even, people who had issues with Derek F. He's been on a bunch of lives with Tiffany trying to rehab his image. And same thing with Kylan. He has been, practically attached to the hip with Tiffany, also rehabbing his image. And a lot of the former house guests who specifically said that the cookout was racist and to boycott season 23 of the cookout, they've all been hanging out with the cookout in this postseason, in Texas, in LA, in DC, in Philly, in Florida now. They have all showed up to get the clout of being seen with the cookout. Specifically Tiffany, specifically Hannah, specifically Xavier. And there is no smoke for any of that. Nobody is talking about that. Nobody is talking about, how the cast is being fake and how they're moving. Only thing people care about is Tiffany and holding Tiffany to this particular standard because she's AFP, but they don't even have the same energy for Xavier, who's the actual winner, or even Derek F., who's the runner-up. Why is that? Why is that? And so I guess it's gotten to the point now that Tiffany is hiding comments and hiding replies that are highlighting, some of the alleged clips and things that took place that were problematic from Brent and Frenchie. And then there was rumors that Hannah was in some group chat basically reiterating that she had told the group privately that she did not want to have Brent around these group outings. However, that seems to have fallen on deaf ears, allegedly. So now her fans are going hard in the paint to, address this issue. But here's the thing. If you told somebody that you were uncomfortable with the person's presence and they still brought that person around even after you told them that they made you uncomfortable or they said something or did something inappropriate to you, why can't you disengage? Why can't you leave that situation if that is, very toxic and very inappropriate for you to now be around that person and be in that same vicinity? Why entertain that group if that is in fact true and not an alleged rumor? Because nobody is forcing anybody to hang out with these people. And Azah was really the main one who, kept her distance the most from Derek F. when there was beef. So she has been the main one who's missed out on a lot of these trips and had been doing her and chose to forge a relationship with a lot of the Survivor cast and a lot of the Black alumni of Survivor in DC. And there was nothing, out of the ordinary there. Like, she's been cool with all them for the most part. And that's been, her tribe. So it's like, again, we just have to, reassess. We can either just appreciate the entertainment that these reality stars bring forth on these reality shows. And then the moment the show is over, unfollow them, unfollow the tag, because 9 times out of 10, you are going to see or hear something or witness something by them that you are not going to like. And there's no point arguing on social media about it, because now what has happened is you've invited others into the conversation that are now starting to use some stereotypical names that are not cool in referencing the cookout. When people put all this stuff out on blast and air everything out like this and, want to keep complaining and keep having these angry things to say until it gets the attention that they're looking for. And it's like, you guys have to let it go. These people are not obligated to be Mother Teresa to us. They are not, they did share a portion of their lives with us. There is certain people that you notice that do apply to be on reality TV. So there is that. You have to read between the lines of what's really going on here and why certain people are okay being around problematic people. And why some people who have never had this type of attention before don't want to give up their 15 minutes of fame anytime soon. So you have to kind of look at it from their perspective as well. They know deep down that this is wrong. And I would think Tiffany knows deep down that she knows she's being used by a lot of these people because of the fact she won AFP. And even her own castmates, some of them were saying on the live feeds they didn't think she deserved to win any money. And Tiffany is right up in their faces. So again, these people, you can either choose to disengage, like I said, when the season is over, or love these people from afar, but keep it moving. There's tons of other things going on right now, I promise you. There's, the Bachelorette that's on. There is, the finale of Survivor that comes on tomorrow. Like, there's all kinds of things that are happening. And you want to waste your time being upset about Tiffany and who she's hanging out with. But you have no beef with any of the other 13 house guests that are doing the same thing that she is. So that is all I have. Please let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Do you think that this is ridiculous that it took this for Tiffany to be canceled? Are you canceling Tiffany, or do you just feel as though this is fake outrage because Tiffany basically has been doing the same thing for the past 3 months as well as the rest of her cast? So that is all I have, and I will talk to you guys again very soon.